Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? How are you all? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm fine as well. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing good as well. Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes so that all of the attendees join the class. Okay, and then we will begin the session. Okay, so I guess everybody is here. So let's start the class. Okay. I hope my voice is clearly audible to you all and the screen is visible as well. Okay. So in yesterday's class, we started the topic that is normalization, right? And we saw there are three ways of normalization. That is first normal form, second normal form, and we are yet to discuss about the third normal form. Yes. So we already completed the first normal form and second normal form, right? Now, once you have understood the first and second normal form, then third normal form is going to be very easy for you all to understand. Okay, because it is also going to help in order to reduce the redundancy from the table. So just like the first normal form had its own rule, second normal form also had its own rule, right? In the same way, third normal form is also going to have its own rule. The first rule is that, of course, the table must be in second normal form. The first rule, just like in second normal form, the table was supposed to be in, sorry, first normal form. Here, the table must be in second normal form, that is 2n. Okay. Now, in the same way, and the another rule is that there should be no transitive dependency in table. Now, we will understand what is transitive dependency. So, the second rule says that there should be no transitive dependency in table. Okay. So we will understand this. What is transitive dependency? Once you will get this point, once you will understand this, then of course the second normal form would be clear. Sorry, third normal form would be clear to you all. Okay. So what was the rule of the second normal form? Can you recall that? Is there anyone who wants to answer the rules of the second normal form? Table must be in, and all non-prime attributes. Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm getting here so many responses. And here, the persons who asking me, we all know what is composite key, right? We all know what is composite key. Like when it's a combination of columns and it make any unique key, then that is composite key. So for example, here I have student ID and I have your course ID. Then together it's a composite key, right? So here there isn't any limitations that you can use only two columns. Okay, there isn't any limitations that you can only have two columns for this. If required, you can have a composite key combined with the three columns also. Like for example, your teacher ID. But what we want is that we want it to be as minimal as possible. Okay, it's not like just because it is allowed, then we will keep on adding here and making a very large number of columns. No. Okay, what we try is that we try to keep it as minimal as possible, but there isn't any limitations in what number of column you can have for the composite key. Okay, so this is what composite key is. And all of, I can see that majority of the people replied me with the rule, so you must have learned or understood the second normal form very well, right? So in the same way, we will understand the third normal form, and here I have written two rules. Okay, so first rule is clear to all of you that it should be in second normal form. The table should be in that thing. Now here, the most important point here is that there should be no transitive dependency in table. And people, if you concentrate more on this, no means no transitive dependency should not be there. Okay, now transitive, what is transitive dependency? We need to understand that first. So if there are non-prime attributes in our table, do you guys remember the non-prime attributes? If I have SID, if I have course ID, if and I have name of the course, okay, and I'm making a candidate key which is a combination of both of this, then what is course? Course is my non-prime attribute. That the attribute that is not participating in the candidate key, right? That is our non-prime attribute. This is non-prime attribute. So transitive dependency is like if there are any non-prime attributes in your table, right? Non-prime attributes, this thing, those who are not participating in the making of the candidate key, that is non-prime attribute. So any non-prime attribute, if anyone is determining it, either it is the primary key or the candidate key, means a non-prime attribute cannot be determined by non-prime attribute. Okay, let me tell you what does that mean. Here, let me scroll it up. Here I have drawn the structure of a table. Okay, let me add some value over here. For example, this is my student table. Here I have roll number. Here I have state. Here I have city. Okay, so roll number is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I have some states over here. I have written here Punjab. Okay, then I have here Haryana. Then I will write again Punjab for the third. Okay, and after that here again I have Haryana. Okay, then maybe the state over here is UP. Okay, so city over here I will write, I'm writing here Mohali. For Haryana I'll write here, this is also same. Okay, for Haryana also the city is going to be same. Okay, for UP maybe Noida. Okay, so this is the table over here. I have some values. This is very much clear. I have roll number column, state column, and the city column. Okay, we are supposed to focus on the column names because the value will understand yourself. So now here if you'll see which one is my candidate key over in this table, who can tell me this answer? Which one is going to be my candidate key? The city for Haryana is Ambali over here. Okay, Ambala, sorry, not Ambali. So roll number is going to be my candidate key, right? Yeah. Okay. So you all have understood it really well. All are answering the correct, giving me the correct answer. Okay. So that is my composite key for sure. So if I know the, and this is candidate key, that is roll number. If you guys remember the functional dependency, okay, then what is going to be the functional dependency over here? Like my city, okay, my this city depends on which column here. Okay, if you see the functional dependency, something is like roll number decides the state, okay, and roll number decides the state, and state decides the city. Okay, here it here it is the functional dependency. If I write FD, this is functional dependency. This FD means functional dependency. Here roll number can decide the state, right? And state can decide the city. In this way, this table has been created. Okay. So if I know the roll number, then I can determine the state of any student. Like for example, okay, there's a person named Ram. His roll number is 4. So if I know the roll number, I can clearly know in which state he is, right? And if I get to know the state, and I can also see in which city he is. So basically, if I know the roll number, then I can find out in which state or city he lives in. Okay, then I can now if I talk about the example that is written in my table, here you can see that here Mohali has some values. Okay, this is Mohali, this one, and this one is also Mohali. So now maybe I'm confused whether it belongs from the same state or two different states. Okay, if I want to find out, like I just want to find out if this belongs to a same state or two different state, then what can I do? I can go to the state column. Okay, and what is the value for Mohali? For Mohali also there is Punjab, right? And for this Mohali also it is Punjab. So that means both of this city belong to the same state. I can find out in that way, right? Okay, but that is clear. But I have one more confusion again over here, whether this Punjab, okay, whether in this Punjab, is there only one data, is there only one student whose data is written twice, or there are two different students? That means the confusion is like whether the person, like one is also repeated here, one is also repeated here, or there are two different persons who lives in the state Punjab. Okay, so in order to check that, where I will go, I'll go to the roll number. So here roll number is 1 and roll number is 3. So that makes me very clear, okay, these two are not the same persons. These are two different persons, but they live in the same state and same state city. All right, I would get to know that. But the problem here is, here what is the problem, people? If you'll see that the roll number, which is a candidate key determining the state, okay, roll number, which is a candidate key, is determining a state which is a non-prime attribute, okay. Which is a non-prime attribute. Yes, maybe it should be. If your candidate key is determining a non-prime, this is the need that every single non-prime attribute should be only determined by a candidate key, right? But if you look at the second functional dependency, then the city, which is a non-prime attribute, is determined by a state but not the candidate key itself. Okay, City is not fully dependent on our what? City is not fully dependent on our roll number. City is fully dependent on state, that is our non-prime attribute, right? So in our table, what is happening? If you look at this dependency, okay, this is my candidate key. State and city is my non-prime attribute. State is a non-prime attribute. It is dependent on the candidate key. So there is no problem. It's okay. But city is not directly dependent on the roll number. City is not directly dependent. Okay. City is first dependent on the state. That is a non-prime attribute. So it's determined by again a non-prime attribute, which is state. This is clear. Here roll number is my candidate key. So means the prime attribute is my roll number. Non-prime attributes are state and city. So here, if my roll number is the prime attribute, means roll number is the candidate key and it is determining a non-prime attribute, this is valid. Okay, this is totally valid. But the problem over is there that the state, okay, the state is a non-prime attribute and this is determining my city, which is a non-attribute ahead. Okay, it is determining the city, which is a non-attribute itself. And because of that, a roll number 2 determining the city because of the transitive property. Okay, so what happening here is roll number determines state and state determines city. Okay, so you can say roll number is determining city but not directly. Okay, what is happening? Roll number is determining the city but not directly over here. Okay, now the roll numbers determining the city, but it is not given in the functional dependency. It is derived. What is it? It is derived by using the transitive dependency. Okay, so because the transitive, the roll number is determining the city, okay, roll number determining the city through state, then what is that state? Again, a non-prime attribute. So this is called the transitive dependency over here. Okay, so what is it? It is a transitive dependency in this. This is what transitive dependency is. This table here, first of all, what we need to do is that we are trying to understand what transitive dependency. This my table is not normalized yet. Okay, the table that I have created over here, this is not normalized yet. I have created this on unnormalized table. First of all, we are understanding what is transitive dependency, and after that we'll take it to the second normal form and then the third normal form. Okay, first of all, let's try to understand what is transitive dependency. I'm not saying that this table is in second normal form. I'm not saying that. Okay. What I'm saying is, we know what are the requirement of the second normal form, right? Because you will understand transitive dependency once you understand the fully functional dependency that we get yesterday. What does the fully functional dependency says? That if roll number is my candidate key and state and city are my non-prime attribute, then it should be dependent on this also and it should be dependent on this also, right? That is what second normal form says. But here transitive dependency means in third normal form, that condition is not required. That condition is not required, that just because I have state also and city also, then it's not required that both of the columns should be directly dependent on my what in my candidate key. Okay, what can be done is there could be a derived dependency. Okay, there can be a derived dependency. Means if roll number is my candidate key, okay, and I have another column that is state. So obviously state is dependent on the roll number, because if I know the roll number of a person, 3, then I can know in which state he lives. So I would get to know he lives in Punjab. Okay, that is clear. Now here I have city. So this city, okay, the thing is that it's not like, let me ask you one thing. City depends on roll number also. It's not like city does not depends on roll number. Like if you know, for example, okay, you want to find out the person, the city, you want to find out the student, okay, of the roll number 4, in which city he lives. So can I find out that or not? Like if I know the roll number 4, then can't I know if that person lives in the city Ambala? Can I know that or not? Like if I know the roll number of the person, okay, whose roll number is 4, then I can know that he lives in Ambala. So basically here what is that? Roll number depends on state, city depends on state also, and on roll number also. That is what happening over here, okay. Like city does not directly depend on the roll number, city does not directly depend on the roll number, but city depends on the state. Okay, from state also you can find out the city, and from roll number also you can find out the city. Okay, so there's a derived dependency. So just because, okay, if you know the roll number of a person, that is 1, then I can know, okay, that person lives in Mohali city. Okay, I can say that that person lives in Mohali city. If I know, if I don't know the roll number, but if I know that student lives in Punjab, okay, I don't know the roll number, but I know that person is from Punjab, then I can also know, okay, that means he is in Mohali city, because I can find out the city name from the state also. So this is what the transitive dependency is. Okay, I will make you understand more once let's see an example. Okay. Yeah, derived and transitive are same. Yes, roll number is the primary key. Here I have written candidate key means the primary key itself. So roll number is the primary key. Yeah, it's a very simple math equation. You are right. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, that means C is also equal to A. That means if A depends on B and B depends on C, then C is also depends on A. But it is what it is. Okay, so this table is not normalized. If there are more city in the Punjab, then of course we need to break down the table and we have to create a different state and city. Okay. Like for example, if there are more city of Punjab, then there could be like state Punjab, and maybe there is another city XYZ of Punjab. Here would be another person, roll number 6 is living in that city. So the record would be added in this way. Okay. Yes, it is important to study the normalization and the normal forms. Okay, so may I explain one example over here? Okay, let me include all of the examples, then you will understand it. Like for example, consider that here I have a employee department table. Okay, like for example, here I have employee ID. Here I have employee name. Okay, here I have department name. So I'll write here D name. Then here I have department location. Okay, so these are the 4 columns that I have in my right now. Okay, so we will understand, we will take it from the first normal form to third normal form so that you will understand everything. Maybe I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, here I have Alice, Bob, and Charlie. Okay, maybe the department name here is HR. cells IT. Okay, maybe the location is like New York, LA, and San Francisco. Okay, so these are the three records in my table right now. So if you will look at the table, then here this employee ID uniquely identify each record. Okay, so this is going to be my primary key in this table. Okay, here you can see that. Can I say this table is in my first normal form? Can I say that or not? I can say that, right? Can I say that this table is also in second normal form because this is my non-prime attribute, non-prime attribute, and non-prime attribute, and all of this depends upon the email ID, employee ID. Like the employee with ID one is in HR department. The employee with ID one lives in New York. The employee with the ID one is, and his name is Alice. Okay, like you cannot find out where does a person lives if you know the department name. I cannot find out that. Yes or not? It is in second normal form because my non-prime attribute, that is employee name, department name, location, all depends on employee ID, and there isn't any redundancy also. All of them are different data. Okay. Yes, you can get that once there is a candidate key in a table, then non-prime attributes depends on the candidate key. That is the rule of creating the tables. Okay, that's why that is what the second normal form says. Now here, but this table is not in third normal form, and let me tell you how. Okay, because here is a transitive dependency. Third normal form says what? Don't get confused. The third normal form says that there should not be transitive dependency. Should not. Dependency. This is what the third normal form say. How there is a transitive dependency? Because there is a transitive dependency between employee name and department location through department name. Okay, how is that? Let me tell you. Okay, department name determines department location. Okay, here department name determines the department location, and department location is department location is dependent on department name itself. Okay, it is again dependent on department name itself rather than directly being dependent on the primary key. Okay, you need to understand there is a here here this is department name. Okay, department name is given over here. Then after that, location is there, and location is again dependent on the department name. And how is that? Because department name HR, okay, what is his location? Its location is New York. But instead of now this location being directly dependent on the employee ID, okay, this what is it? This location being directly dependent on the employee ID, it is dependent upon the department name. Okay, this is what happening over here. So in order to bring it into the third normal form, what I need is that I need to break down this table. Okay, I need to break down this table. Here I will create an employee table where it will have employee ID and employee name. Okay, then after that I'll have a department table where it will have department name and department location. Okay, and I need to link these two tables also. I need to link these two tables also. That's why I need to create the third table over here. Okay. Yeah, in the previous table, okay, person who is asking me about the previous table, here you can see that there is a transitive dependency, right? So in order to break this down, what can we do is that here we need to have a two separate tables, okay? That means a roll number and state, and then roll number and city would be over there. Where roll number would be a primary key and state, and then roll number would be a foreign key and then city. So that would be the third normal form of this table. You simply break it down and make it two tables. Okay. Now, here, if you have a single table like this, then for this, what I need to do is I will have a first table that will have employee ID. Okay. And then employee name. This could be my first table. Okay. Here, this would be my primary key. Then after that, I'll have second table that is department name and location. Okay. So this would be my here department name and location. Here it is. So this would be my second table. But here you can see that I don't have any relation between these two table. Is there any relation between these two table? Is there any relation between these two table? No. So I need to create a relation between these two table also, because I cannot, there's a relation employee ID. I need to find out whether this employee ID lives in a particular location and the name of that person. Okay. Name of the department of the employee ID over there. So I need to create a relational table. That means here I need to link this table together to represent the relationship between employee and departments. So how can I do that? I can do that by creating a third table that would have your employee ID, okay, and then department name. And then department name over here. Here, okay, if you are getting confused over here, then I can make it, let me add one more column and you will understand it so clearly. Like for example, here, okay, if this is my department ID, if this is my department ID, okay, consider that this is my department ID in this table. So here I have three records. Employee ID 4, name is Anna. She is also in IT department, okay. She is also in IT department, and that is also in San Francisco, okay. So, so don't you think the department ID is going to be same? Like here, for HR D1, for sales D2, for ID also D3, and for ID also D3. Okay. So this is the table over here, right? So if you see this table, if you see this table over here, if this is my primary key, okay, then my department ID does not depends on employee ID. Does it depends on employee ID over here? This is my candidate key. This is my primary key. It does not, right? It does not. It does not depend over here. We can say that department name, okay, department name depends upon the department ID. Okay, department name depends upon the department ID. And uh, here I can say employee ID. Okay, department name, not like this, sorry. Here, this department name depends upon the department ID. Okay, and department ID can again depend upon the uh, department name itself. or the location itself. Okay, it is not depending upon the employee ID. Like department ID is either dependent upon the location, because San Francisco D3, San Francisco D3. Okay, or we can say that this department ID again is dependent upon the department name itself. Basically, what you need to understand here is that this department ID is not directly dependent on the employee ID. Okay, that is what happening over here. So if there is we cannot have such kind of transitive dependency in the table. So in order to reduce such transitive dependency, what we do is we can break down this table and create two different tables. Okay. Is this clear to you all? Here, in depend. Okay, the person who is asking me department ID could be the foreign key. A single table. No, we from where are you? Would you take the reference for the department ID to foreign key? We don't have any other table. I'm giving you example. This is an on normalized table, and I have single table only. Okay, so it cannot be the foreign key right now. Now you have a solution. You came up with a solution that yes, what can I do? I will have a employee ID, okay, and then employee name. One table, then I'll create another table. Where what could I have? Here I will have department name, location, okay, and then I will have your department ID, which would be my foreign key, and I will link this two table. How can I link this two table? By employee ID and then department ID, like this. Okay, so here you can see that there isn't any transitive dependency on anything. If you want to further break it down, you can break it down also. If you want to make like department ID and department name and then location, then we can do that as well. Okay. Yeah, can you show how to create the different tables? So basically, I have already shown how to create the tables, but I can repeat it once again. The person who is asking me, please reply, ma'am. What was your question? Okay, so I hope this normalization is clear to you all. So basically, we'll go to our SQL workbench now here. Okay. So the people who are getting confused, like what are these tables? So do you guys remember the class where I taught you how to create the tables? So basically, you are going to follow the same procedure in order to create the tables. Okay, what you are going to do, you are going to say follow the same procedures to create the table. Okay, so here I have already created the table. If I'll show you, select star from employee. Okay, so here you can see that this is my table, and I have department table also. Okay, so this is my department table over here. If your SQL workbench show connection error, go to the database, click on to connect to database, and it might solve your error. Okay. So these are my two tables, people. Let me show you the table one more time. You need to go through. the table properly, the process to install the MySQL workbench is already on your LMS. So it's not like I'm going to share you the link or something. The proper process has been already discussed and that session is available on your LMS. So you can go through it. Okay, so now what we are going to learn some queries. Okay. Okay, please go through this department table. If you'll create the table yourself, then it would be practice for you also. Okay. So it's a very simple table. Later on, I'll provide you a project where you need to create a complex tables. Okay. But you need to start with a very simple table first. You cannot go to the complex tables. So right now, meanwhile, you can try to create these tables also that I have created here. I have employee ID. Then here is name, address, age, salary, and email. Okay, same data types that we have already discussed in the class. You can use that over here. And you can see that here this employee ID is my primary key. Okay. This employee ID is what? This is my primary key. And if I show you the department table, then here can you see this ID column over here? I have department ID, department name. Okay, and then this is ID. So this ID is my foreign key column. Okay, this is what? This is my foreign key column. So, okay. Did you guys understood the table? Okay. Yeah. This is you need to understand the table clearly. Okay. This is department table and this employee table. So up to now we have learned how can we extract records. Like for example, people, if I want to see the record of the employee whose ID is 3, what do I need to write over here? If I need to see the record, if I need to see the record of the employee whose ID is 3, then what do I need to write over here? Select start from employee. And what would be the condition? What would be the condition for this? Where ID is equal to 3. Employee ID, right? Where employee ID is equal to 3. Right? This is the execution button. Here you need to press. Here you need to put your cursor and run the execution. Okay. So here you can see that if I'll click on it, then here I am seeing the record of the employee ID, record of the employee name Steffi, whose ID is 3. Okay. So this is the very simple thing. But now what if we want to, okay, what if I want to delete some record? What if I want to delete some record? For example, select star from employee. Okay, this is my whole record. Here, if I want to delete some record, then what can I do? So just like we had a command in order to, just like we had a command in order to insert the values in the table, then we have to how we know which column is the primary key in a table. You know which column is the primary key because while creating the table you will specify that this employee ID is going to be my primary key. You need to recall the topic where I teach you the constraints. But in any other, how can you check the basically, can you see this options over here? I have this employee table, right? If I'll click on it, then here in schema, it appears. I don't know why it is not showing me right now, but basically in schema, it shows like which, in this side of the area. Okay, here, it shows which column is been created by which constraint. You want to see the department table, so here is select star from department. So here we can also we can use this description, okay? Like if you want to know, like if you write DESC, that is for description of the employee, okay? Then you can see that employee ID int, then this is null key, is it key or not? You can find that from over here also. So basically in my table, this is not primary key, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so you can use that query in order to check which one is the primary key in the table, DESC and the name of the table. Okay. Now, what I was saying, how can we delete a record? Okay, people. So have a look on the employee table. Have a look on the employee table. If you want to delete something, then we have a method. That is, you write delete. We write a delete. Okay. It's okay. It's your choice what you want to do. Okay. Please let me explain this. If you'll keep on spamming, ma'am, please answer, then I won't be able to explain the topic. Okay, so please let me do that first. So here, if I want to delete, okay, then I can write here delete, then from, and the name of the table, that is employee. Okay, delete from and the name of the table, that is employee, where you apply the condition ID or employee ID is equal to 7. If we write this, then what will happen? The person who has the ID 7, that record would be deleted. Okay. That record would be what? That record would be deleted over here. So if you see, if I execute it, now if you'll see the table, that 7th record is gone from my table. The 7th record is gone from my table, right? So in this way, we delete any record. Now, if you want to delete, this is to delete a specific record. Okay, you need to specify a condition by using the employee ID. Now, if you want to delete a table, if I will write here drop table, okay, and the name of the table. For example, I don't want to delete I want to delete this demo one, okay. If I don't want to delete my employee table, so if I'll write drop table and demo one like this, then what is it going to do? It is going to delete the table. Delete the table. Okay, delete the whole table. But if you want to delete all records, but not the table itself, that means if I'll write truncate table demo. Okay. Then here, what is it gonna do? It will delete all the records, but not the table. For example, if you have like 100 records, or no matter how many number of records are there, it will delete all the records at once, but the table itself will not be deleted. So this is what the difference, and it might be asked in your placement interviews also. So you need to know, okay, difference in delete, drop, and truncate. Yeah, this truncate will not delete the structure of the table, but all of the records. And then drop will delete the whole table. If there is a record also, that would be deleted, and delete, this thing is going to delete a specific record only. Okay. So the SQL is not case sensitive, so it doesn't matter if here it is capital case and if I have written here small, it doesn't matter. Okay. SQL is not case sensitive. So this is what delete, drop, and truncate is. Is this clear to you all? This is the definition. The person who is asking me, please give us the definition. So this is the definition over here. For delete, it is used to delete a specific record. For drop, it is used to delete the whole table. For truncate, it is used to delete all the records. This is the definition. Okay. Now, if you want to update something instead of deleting, okay, if we want to update something, like for example, you can see that if you see this record of the Steffi, I have in email, I have made some mistake, right? Here is Steffi is equal to @gmail.com. The person who is asking me deleting specific values possible. So we are deleting specific values by this command. Once you delete anything, then it is deleted permanently. Okay. No, you can delete a record only if you want to delete a specific cell value, then you cannot delete a specific cell value. No, I'm saying we cannot delete a specific cell value. Like either you have to delete this all of the row record, or you can delete a single column like this. Like if you want to delete this single column, email column whole, then we can do it. If you want to delete this salary column whole, then I can delete this salary column all. I can delete this age column all. But you cannot delete a specific value. Like if you want to delete only 90,000, but 22 should be there, Noida should be there, then we cannot do it. But we can replace it with a null. We can recover it if we have a backup. Okay. Truncate means here I have written truncate means it will delete all the records. Like if I will write here truncate table employee. Okay. If I'll write here employee, then it will delete all of the records from here to here. Okay. It will delete all of the columns. Okay. I will tell you how to delete columns after some time. Okay. Give me some time to reach to that topic. Null or duplicate value. We will learn about null and duplicate value after some time. Yeah, by using truncate only the header will be left. Okay, now let's go to the next topic. Now let's see how can you update a value. Okay, for example, if I want to update a value, here you can see that I have made a mistake and I want to remove this is equal to. I want to make it Steffi@gmail.com only. So what can I write? You can note down the query people. Update the command. Update the name of the table. That is employee. Okay. Then we write set. Set means where you want to set a new value. Set email is equal to what I want to write, Steffi @gmail.com, because here it's Steffi is equal to and I want to remove that is equal to. Okay. Then after that, we need to specify a condition like where, what is the ID of the Steffi? It's 3. So where ID, employee ID is equal to 3. Okay, like maybe here is a salary column. Now, if I'll execute it and if you'll see the table, then you can see that this is my new value, that is steffi@gmail.com. Okay. Consider that maybe one of the employee got a raise. Like this Anna got a hike and now her salary needs to be updated in the database. Okay. So how can we update? Here, update, then write the name of the table, employee. Set means setting a new value. So I want to salary. Now her salary is 70K. Okay. So here I will write 70,000 like this. That is her new salary because he got a raise. And then condition where employee ID is equal to 5. That is Anna. Okay. So because of this, what will happen? The value will be updated. Now, if you'll see the table, then you can see that now it's 70,000. Okay. So in this way, what we can do, we can, if there is any mistake, spelling mistake, or if you have added a wrong data in the table, okay, now you want to correct it, then, or if you want to change the salary or age, maybe some person's phone number was changed, we need to update it, right? Someone changed their email or anything, then we can use this update command and make changes in the table, in the records of the table. Is this clear to you all? We cannot directly apply undo. Now, for example, these are for the records only. Okay. If you want to make changes in the column, like here I have written email only. Okay. Update is the command. Update is the command that we are performing. Employee is the name of the table. Set is a keyword. Set is a keyword to set a new value. Salary is the name of the column. And then after that, this is the new value where employee ID is equal to 5. Okay. So let me quickly tell you, if you want to, yes, the recording will be available on LMS itself. Okay. If you want to change the name of the column people, for example, if people are asking me, you wanted to delete a column, right? If I wanted to delete a column, or if you want to change the name of the column, then what can I do is here, I have alter command. What do I have? I have alter command. So here I will write alter, then table, and then name of the table. Okay. Alter table and a name of the table. Like if I want to delete this email column, if I want to delete this email column, then I'll write here drop and the name of the column, that is email. Okay. What is this gonna do? This is going to delete a particular column. Okay, you need to write this one. Again, let me explain. This is alter. Alter is a command. Alter means to make changes in the table. Okay. If you want to make changes in the table, then we use alter command. If you want to make changes in the records, that means the values of the table, then we use update command. Okay. So alter is what? Alter is a command. Then table. Syntax table, then name of the table. Drop means what? To delete. Okay. The name of the column, that is email. So if you want to delete a particular column, then in that case, we can use this command, that is alter table drop employee. Okay, if you want to add a new column, so you can write here alter table employee add. If I want to add a new column, that is drop means to delete. maybe hobby. Okay, add hobby. Then here it should have a data type that would be varchar. Here are like 50. Okay, so this is to add a new column in the table. If you want to add a new column. Okay, you guys can execute it on your side and see its result. Okay, so this is what kind of changes you can do on your table. Alter is a command. Okay, alter is a command, update is a command, select is statement, insert is a command. Okay, so these are the commands. Yeah, I will share you all of the queries at notes. Yes, I will do that. Keywords and commands are basically same. Okay, but commands tells the query what to do, what is supposed to do, and key are something which has some meaning associated with it that the computer understands and get the work done for us. And command means to tell the computer what to do. The person who is asking how to change the name of the column, then I can tell that also. Like if you want to change the name of the column, then you will write alter table employee, then rename if you want to change the name of the column. Like rename the old name column to location. Okay, so this is going to do what? This is going to do what? This is going to change the name of the column. Okay, to rename a column. Yeah, alter is only for columns and update is only for what? Update is only for the records and alter is for the table. Okay, so now let me execute this here, this first thing. Okay, here first thing here, if you see alter table employee drop email, if I'll execute it, then my column has gone. Email column is gone over here, right? Email column is gone, yes or not? In the same way, you can use this in order to add a new column. Okay, if I will add a new column over here, then all of them will be what? All of them is going to be have a null value because right now I haven't set any values yet. So here I have executed it. Now if you'll see the table, then hobby column has appeared. Okay, it's null because we didn't set any value to it. How can we set the value? We'll update it. Okay, what we will do? We will update the value and set a new value to it. After that, here if I'll execute it, then it will change the value. Here you can see that from address, now it is location. Okay, from address, now this thing is location. So in this way, we can make changes in the table. You can, for a definition, for a reference, you can write the thing down that I have written over here. Yes, you are going to update set hobby is equal to football where ID is equal to 1. I will explain having and group command after some time. Okay, right now, why can't we focus on the topic that we are learning right now in the class? Not insert. You're not going to insert the values in the hobby column. You're going to update it, not inserting it. You will update employee set hobby is equal to football where employee ID is equal to 1. What are you asking me to confirm? What do you need me to confirm? The person who is sending me confirm. What do you want me to confirm? No, you cannot insert in the already created table. We insert values. Insert a record. We don't insert a value in a cell. We insert a record. We update it. Here already is a value. This null is a value and we update it. Okay, you cannot insert. We can recover the records only. You cannot recover the columns or the tables that has been deleted. And in order to recover, we have a separate command that is rollback and commit. And that's a separate topic that we'll be learning later. It will take a lot of time for bulk updation. So basically the thing is that it's not like you are going to update it one by one. Okay, there is not that. When you work on a table, then there's a system available that helps us to make the bulk updation at once. Make that helps us to make the bulk insertion at once. Okay, so that would help us to update the values. Keywords are okay. I don't know why. Keywords are basically that we use in the syntax. Okay, so whenever you use the syntax where you will see the set or drop, okay, or add, then these are the keywords that is used in the syntax. Normalization is done. I don't know why you are asking me to continue the normalization. While dropping email column, we don't need to write column before email. Then why using column before address while renaming it? Because of the syntax. If I'll remove it, okay, then you can see that I'm getting an error. Okay, so there's a syntax that we need to follow. That's why we need to write column while renaming it. How to change the data type of a column into varchar? So in order to change the data type also, we use the alter command. We write alter table employee. Maybe I want to change what data type. Then I'll write here modify column. Okay, which one should I modify over here? The data type and maybe the salary one. Okay, for hobby I used varchar, so it is still going to be varchar. Maybe for salary. Okay, so here alter table name, then modify column and column name. So I'll write your salary. Then the data type, new data type. It's in int. I'll make it varchar just for your understanding. Okay, varchar and then here 20. So in this way, what will happen? Because of this, we can modify the data type. Yeah, uh, float is there in data type, but we write decimal. Okay. So shall we move to the next topic now? If we are done with this, these are very basic commands. Okay. They're very basic commands that you can execute on your side and you can go through it on your own time also. To insert the data in the hobby, you need to update it. Like update employee set hobby is equal to football where EMPID is equal to 1. We do this, okay? But you might be asking like, are we going to do this for each and every record over here? Then as I told you, right now we are writing this for understanding purpose that this is the way that we update the value in the table, okay? But we can perform bulk operation. What is the difference between update and insert? Insert means inserting the value, update means making changes in it. I will provide you the websites also where you can practice this, okay? Yeah, I will provide you the updates also. Update does not mean replace, update means making changes. You can say it replace also. Modify, yes. Okay. The person who is asking me, can we add row? You must, can we add row means, yes, we can add the row by inserting the data in the table. Just write insert into table name and add a new row, add a new record. Update and modify are same. Why do we here we are modifying the column data type? Now here we are modifying the data type. We use update for making the changes in the records. We are updating the data type of the column. While updating the data type, we use alter command. Okay. So here is alter command, table name, then modify column name, and varchar. Everything has their own syntax, own rules and regulation that we need to follow. So this is the syntax of modifying the data type of any column. Okay, so now we will move ahead and now I'll talk about some basic aggregate function because that is very important. You will be interacting with these aggregate functions on daily basis while working with the data. So we need to know about it. If you have to add the data in the hobby, then you are supposed to do this, not insert this line. The table is already linked. How to link table? By creating a primary key and foreign key. We have already seen how to link the table in previous class. Okay, aggregate function. We'll talk about the aggregate function. This is a very simple function, very simple. So if you want to find out any maximum value from your column, okay, we have what? We have this table. So It will quickly, hardly take 5 minutes to understand. Okay, it is a very simple thing. Here you can see that I have salary column. If I want to find out, an aggregate functions work on numeric columns only. No, it is not for the varchar, it is for the numeric columns only. Okay. So if I want to find out a maximum value, like maximum salary, then I'll write here select max salary from employee. So what is it? The thing that I have written here. This is my maximum aggregate function. Okay, this max max is an aggregate function. What does it do? It helps us to find me the maximum value from my table, from my column, specified column. Select statement, max is the aggregate function. This salary is the column. Okay. This salary is what? This salary is the column, and this function works on the numeric column only. Okay. So this is what, then after that I have from and the name of the table, that is employee. Okay. So if I'll execute it, then you can see that I'm getting the maximum value from my column, that is max salary. Okay. In the same way, I have select minimum aggregate function. What is it going to do? It is going to return me the minimum value for that column. So if I will execute it, you can see that I'm getting the 60,000. Okay. Then after that, if I want to find out the sum, okay, then for sum, I can write a sum salary from employee, then execute it, then I will get this. This is the sum of the whole salary. Okay, this is what? This is sum of the whole salary. In the same way, I can find out. Yes, we can find out the second highest salary also. So here select, this is average function. It will return the average of my salary column. Okay, so this is my average. In the same way, if I want to count, like how many number of records are there in my table, then I'll write here count. Okay, if I write here salary, I can write an employee ID also from employee. Then what is it gonna do? It is going to count the total number of record and it will return me. So I have 6 records in my table. Okay. So these are the 5 basic aggregate functions. You need to understand what is the function of each one. You will be implementing it. I'm going to teach you group by having, okay, over here, then we'll be implementing and using this over there also. The type of the salary column is int. How can I get all details of the maximum salary of the person? We can do it. We can get that also. And we can do it by using subqueries that we will learn after in tomorrow's class maybe. Okay. No, you cannot use star with the aggregate function. Here, you cannot use star like this. If you use star, you can see that I'm getting an error. Okay. I'm getting an error. So here we cannot use star. Aggregate function is something that you cannot combine with any other columns. For count, you can use string column. Count means counting, right? So I can count the number for the string columns also. But can you find the sum of the string column? Can you find the minimum value in the string column? Can you find the maximum value in the string columns? No. So count works for the string column, but other aggregate function does not. Can you please show the syntax for the second highest salary? If I'll show you the syntax, you will not understand it right now, because there's not a simple syntax for it. There's a new concept, and that concept is subqueries itself. And we need to understand that concept first, then you will understand the syntax. Okay. So I cannot show you the syntax for the second highest salary right now. So these are the 5 aggregate function. I hope this is clear to you all. Okay, just note it down: maximum, minimum, sum, and average. Okay, this is a very simple thing. I think, yeah, very simple, right? Anyone can understand it very clearly. It's not a complicated topic. Now, see that the problem here is that if I will write select maximum salary from employee, if I'll give comma and if I'll write name, okay, here, and if I will execute it, then you can see that I'm getting an error over here. What I'm getting here, let me clear this all. Okay, I'm getting what? I'm getting an error. Are you guys able to see this error? In aggregated query without group by. Okay, basically, with aggregate function, you cannot combine any other columns directly. Okay, what cannot I do? I cannot combine the column directly. Like if I want to see the name of the person or employee ID or anything, okay, then it's not going to give me the result because there's a separate syntax for this. This is an aggregate function. Is this clear? That this is an aggregate function, right? This is another name of the column. If I remove this aggregate function from here, then if I will execute it, will I get the result or not? For name and employee ID. If I'll execute it, I'm getting here name and employee ID. There isn't any problem, right? But the problem is if I will use an aggregate function with any other columns. Okay, now this is aggregate function. I'm joining it with name and employee ID. So now if I will try to execute it, then I'll get an error because this is not the correct way to use the aggregate function with any other column. You guys getting the point? For that, we have a separate clause. What do we have? We have separate thing. Like for example, here, if I want to display the uh here salary and the name of the person. Okay, if I want to display the salary and the name of the person, then what can I do over here is I need a group by clause. So I'll write here group by and then the name. This I want to join it with this column, right? So I will write here name like this. Okay, then what is it gonna do? It's not like it will give you the um maximum salary only. No, it the result will be something like this. Like for Edwin, it's one for Edwin, it's 1 lakh. For Ritu, it's 60,000. For Steffi, it's 90,000. For Rika, it's 89,000. For Anna, it's this much. For Ravi, it's this much. Okay. So what is it going doing is that right now we are just combining the columns together. Okay. If you want a single record for maximum salary with whole data, then we can do that also. And how can we do that? We will do it by subqueries. Okay. And right now, try to understand this group by thing. That if you want to, okay, if you want to have like here, if I use count, okay, then location from employee, then what it is going to do, it is going to return me. There are 6 employee in my table. Okay. But if I want to display the location, like from each location, how many people do I have in my employee table? Then what can I do is I will write here group by location. Okay. Then it will count the number of employee on the basis of location. That means in Noida, I have 3 people. In Delhi, I have 2 people. And in Pune, I have 1 people. Okay. So if you want to perform the aggregate function, okay, and you want to apply that aggregate function on the particular column, then in that case, what do we use? We use group by clause. The result that you are getting right now is it is performing the count operation. Okay, it is counting, but how is it counting? It is counting on the basis of the location. That means in Noida, there is 3 people, in Delhi there is 2 people, and in Pune there is 1 people. If I don't use this, okay, if I don't use this, and if I simply write what? If I simply write select count from employee, if I'll write here select count employee ID from employee, then it will give me the total count that there are total 6 employees. But if you want to count like how many employees are from a particular location, okay, then in that case, what can I do? I can write location, use group by, okay, then it will count on the basis of that and you will get this output. So in Noida, I have 3 employees, in Delhi, I have 2 employees, in Pune, I have 1 employee. So if I am supposed to define the group by, then I can say that group by clause is used to group rows that have the same values into summary rows typically used with aggregate function. Okay, this would be the definition for this one. Okay, this would be the definition over here of the group by. If you want to write it, you can write it as well. Now, if you want to understand one more thing, is this clear to you all? Shall I give you one more example? Provide us all types of interview questions after this topic. As I told you, I'll provide you a very beautiful note which will include all of the topics that we are discussing. Plus, I will provide you more than 50 set of questions. More than 50 set of questions that would be where answers would be also there, queries would be also there that you can practice on your own, and all of that would be based on the interviews question. Okay, and plus I will provide you one project also that you will work on. So there are going to be very like bulk of resource that I'm going to give you. Okay, there are going to be so many things here. If you will give employee ID, then nothing will happen, you will get the result same. You can use your employee ID also. Okay, so is this clear to you all? Let me give you one more example. Okay, I want to give you one more example. Are you guys able to see this order table? This is my another order table. Okay, here is order ID, and I told you why this null is appearing, right? Because I created this order ID with primary key, and this is nothing, just the default value that is showing up. Customer ID, total amount, and order date. Okay, yeah, aggregate function. Group by is must with aggregate function. Aggregate function is not must with group by. Group by is must with what aggregate function. Okay, so this, no, Amazon is the database and orders are is the name of the table. Previously, I am working on the DB, but now I am working on Amazon database. Okay, that's why it is showing up. If you will not write it, no problem. You can write it like this also. This is my order table. Okay. So here, have a look on the order table, people. If the question is, okay, if the question is like, find the find the number of orders placed by each customer, then how are you going to find the answer for this one? This is the table, and you are said that you are supposed to find the number of orders placed by each customer, like how many orders has been placed by each customer. So what can I do for this? I will write here select. I need to count the number of orders, right? I'll write here select. Then I need to count on the basis of what? I need to count on the basis of customer ID. Okay, customer ID. So I'll write here customer underscore ID, and I need to count. Okay, so I will count. In this count, I can use star also. Okay, so it is not saying to count the person who is saying count customer ID from order, that will give you the total number of record. That is not the question. Question is that find the if you will use this, listen, if you will use this count, then customer underscore ID from what is the name of the table? Orders. What are you going to get the output for this one? 5. It is going to count the number of records. Question is not saying that. Question is saying that find the number of orders placed by each customer. That means each customer has placed how many orders. Okay, that is the point over here. What do I need? I will write here count on the basis of customer ID. Because if my ID is 1 and I have placed orders 5 times, okay, then it will do what? It will count on the basis of that from orders, and then here group by customer underscore ID. Okay, so if I'll execute it, you can see that the customer ID with 101 has made order 2 times. The customer ID with 102 has made order 2 times. The customer ID with 103 has made the order 1 time. Okay, so this is the type of questions that you will get. Okay, this is the type of the questions that you will get, and this is how you apply the logic and you find out the answer for it. The star is counting. Star means count the number of records. It is counting on the basis of the ID. We'll see the table. How is it counting? Let me tell you. Here is 101. Okay. Customer ID is 101. Order date 1 time. So made order 1 time. Customer ID 101. Made order 2nd time. So that means the customer with ID 101 has made 2 orders. So counted 2. Right? The ID with 102 has also made 2 orders, so counted 2 again. The customer ID with 103 has made only 1 order, so that's why counted 1. Star means to count whole, but here you are using star, but it is counting on the basis of customer ID. As I told you, the second highest salary is a different topic. I cannot mix that topic with this one. Right now, I'm teaching you group by, that is a different topic. Second highest can be find out by different topic. That is what? That is subqueries. Okay, is this example clear to you all? Okay. Now here we are getting what? Here you are getting the output that the customer ID is 2. The customer ID 101 has plus two orders 102. What if there is a slight change in the question and the question is like find the number of order placed by each customer. Find the number of orders placed by each customer. So we know that how many orders has been placed by each customer. Okay. If you want to add product name, yes, you can add product name also. But right now in my table, there isn't product name. But if you want to add, you can do that. Okay. Now here if the question is find the customers. Okay. Here if you are asked find the customers who has placed more than one orders. Okay. Didn't I show you already the table? Here is the table. Okay. This is the table. Now, if the question, I have made some changes in the question, you are supposed to find out the orders. Okay, you are supposed to find out the orders made by the customer. Here, find the number of order placed by each customer, but the count of order should be more than one. Okay, this is what the question is. Are you guys able to understand this question? Here, you are supposed to find the orders placed by each customer, but you want to find customer who has placed more than one order. Okay, placed by each customer, I can write here who has placed more than one order. That is the thing over here. So what was the clause that we were using for conditions? Where, right? Now see, the problem here is if I will write here where count is greater than 1, because the count should be greater than 1, yes or not? Can you see that I'm getting an error over here? Can you see that I'm getting an error? This red underline is the error. Okay, I'm getting this error. So what is count? Count is an aggregate function, right? Even though if I will place it before group by, then again I'll get an error. Okay, here. Even though if I place it or whatever, it's not like I'm going to get an answer for this. Here I'm not going to get an answer. Okay, it is invalid use of the where clause. So that's not gonna happen. The thing is that here I'm not allowed to use where. Instead of where, this is aggregate function, right? Count is what? Count is aggregate function. So for aggregate function, if you want to place a condition, don't we use where, simply use having. That's it. That's the only difference. With aggregate function, you don't use where, you use what? You use having. Now, if I'll write having and if I'll execute it, then am I getting the order like the customers who placed more than one order? 103 was the one who placed the order, right? So that is what having is. It is same as where, but if you want to apply condition with what? If you want to apply condition with aggregate function, then we use having instead of where, and this group by and having always goes together. Yeah, having it same like where. The only difference is we use having to apply condition with aggregate function. That's it. That is the only difference. We don't use where, we use have. Okay, is this clear to you all? It would be more clear. May I give you one more question and explain this example? I'll give you one more question. Okay. And the questions that I'm writing on the screen right now, you can note it down also. Okay. The person who is asking me, if I use where count order is greater than 1, then what will be the result? You will not get the result. Like if you will use here this thing, you'll not get the result, you'll get the error. So there won't be any result for that. Again, I'm getting question how to get second max or second minimum. Second max, second minimum, everything will be taught under the topic of subqueries, not now. Okay, so let me give you one more question, then it will be very clear to you all. Okay. Here, the question is, you want to find customer. Okay. You want to find what? You want to find customers whose total order amount exceeds a certain value. Exceeds a certain value. Let's say the value over here is 100. Okay, let's say the value is 100. This is the question. I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to find the customer, okay, whose total order amount exceeded $100 or 100 rupees, whatever we want to say. You can say it. Okay, this is the question. Like we have to find the customers whose total order amount exceeded a certain value. How can I do this? I will write here select. I need to find the total order amount first, right? So for that, what can I use? I will use sum. So sum, total amount, this is the column, right? So sum total underscore amount, okay? And it is total amount of the customer, not the order ID or customer. So I'll write here customer underscore ID from orders. Then group by customer ID. What is it gonna do? It is going to give me the sum of the total number. Okay, if I'll execute it, then let's see what the answer that I will get. What is the mistake that I'm making? Here's the gap. The mistake is here should not be gap. Okay, so if I will execute it, then you can see that the customer with 101 has made purchase of $150, 102 has made $120, 103 has made only $30. But the question is saying that give me the customers, okay, whose total order amount exceeded a certain value, that means $100. So what do I need to do? Here I will write having what? Having some total amount greater than 100, right? So now if I'll execute it, then I'm getting total amount 150, 120. So these are the customer whose order amount exceeded a certain value, that is 100. So these are the type of questions that you will be getting. Okay, and on the basis of the nature of the question, we have to find out where we are going to use group by and where we are going to use this aggregate function and having. Is this clear to you all? Okay, this is clear, right? Now we are going to learn about this like operator. No, you cannot write having clause before group by. There's a order. Okay. How do you write it? Select. Okay. Then after that select, we have group by. Then after group by, we have having. Not before that. Okay. Okay. So now we will talk about this like operator. This is a very simple topic again, people. I talked where clause is for the simple queries, not when you use the aggregate function. Group by is used with aggregate function only. Like operator, people, means, okay, here this means to search for a pattern. Search for a pattern. So this table is not appropriate for that. Here, do I have any name? No, I don't have any name over here. Let's go back to our original table. That is employee table. Okay. Yes, you can use aliases also. Yes, you can do that. Okay, what is the next topic, people? What do I have written over here? This is like operator. What is the maximum sum of a total amount? Okay, did you all write this? Like operator means what? To search for a pattern. Okay, this means what? Sometimes there are some records inserted in your table, and if you don't know the exact name, you just want to find out the person whose name starts with A. Okay, or if you want to find out the name of the records whose name has A in it or anything. Okay, then what can I do? I can use this like operator. How does this look? So I will write here basically select star from employee. Okay, then where, then like. What is this? Like is the operator. In which column? I want to choose for the name column. Maybe I want to search for the persons whose name starts with R. Okay. In my table, I want to see the record of only those person whose name start with R. Right. Then what can you do? You can write it where name, then here like, and then invert this one. What is this? Double quotation mark. And then I write, I want to see the person whose name starts with R. So I write R, then I'll give a percent symbol. Okay. This percent symbol means what? This percent symbol means the name starts with R. I don't know what appears after the R. Okay. I don't remember. I only want to see the records. Okay. I only want to see the records whose name starts with R. So it is going to start with R, and this percent symbol means, what do you know? What does this percent symbol means? This percent symbolizes any number of characters. Okay, this percent symbolize any number of characters. Okay, any number of character or the remaining characters. Remaining characters. Okay, so this means this particular query means what? This particular query means like is the operator. I want to see the record. I want to see the record in the table. There might be a scenario where there are so many bunch of datas. You want to see the record of the that person only whose name starts with A, or you want to see the that person's only whose name starts with B or C or any specific letters, right? Then in that case, what can you do is you can write here R. R means I want to see the name of the employee whose name starts with R, and this percent means it symbolizes the number of character or the remaining character. The spelling of the remaining is wrong. Okay, remaining characters. That means anything after R. There can be one letter. That means here it could mean the name can be RA, right? The name can be RAR. The name can be RA only. The name can be like this. The name can be like this. That means it should basically start from R. After that, there could be any number of characters. Initial should be R. Okay. So now if I will execute it from this table, okay, from this table, I will get only those records whose name starts with R. So here I'll execute it. Can you see I'm getting this Ritu, Rekha, and Ravi. So these are the three persons whose name starts with R. That's why I'm getting this result. This is what like operator is. It is used to search for a pat. Okay. Pattern means the letters. So this R percent means what? This R percent means the name of the person whose what? The name of the employee whose name starts with R. Okay. For example, if I want to see someone whose name ends with a particular initial, okay, whose name ends with the particular initial. So I will give the percent before, then I'll write A. So this means what? This percent A means ends with an A. Percent always symbolizes any number of characters. Okay. Percent symbolizes what? Percent symbolizes any number of characters. So A is going to be at last. Before A, there could be anything. So now if I will execute it, then you can see that I'm getting Rekha and Anna, because Rekha and Anna are the two records whose name ends with A. So in this way, you can play with the symbols and find out the patterns in your table. Is this clear to you all? No, A is not case sensitive. It's not. Yeah, this is like a regular expression. We use like operator in MySQL Workbench. We use regular expression in Oracle or Postgres. If you want middle letter or something, then you can give symbol after this also, like this one. Then this means A appears in middle, somewhere in middle. Yeah, Oracle also uses SQL. No, regular expression does not work with MySQL. It's for Oracle and Postgres. For MySQL, we have this like. Thing is same. Mm. Okay, is this clear to you all? Have this uploaded in data trend portal? What? So this doubt classes, it must be uploaded, okay? Because I'm getting so much mixed reaction. Some people are saying it's uploaded in their LMS. Majority of people are saying it's uploaded, and but some people are saying it's not. So it's confusing for me as well that what is happening. So I need to talk to the team about this. What will happen if you don't use the percent sign? Okay, so that's a good question over there. If we don't use the percent symbol, then let me know what will let me tell you what will happen. Okay, if I'll use A only, if I will use here A, then it will search for A only in my, that means it will search for the exact same pattern in my table. If I will execute it, I will not get anything. Okay, here, do you know why I'm not getting anything? Because it will search for the exact same pattern. This means, can you see here is Anna? Okay. If I write an also, then it will search for an. In name column, it will search for what value? An value, exact same value. So if I will execute it, I will not get any answer. But if I write an Anna, is there an Anna in my table? Yes, it is, right? So I will get one record. That why I'm not getting the record? Select star from employee where name like, no, it should give me it's not possible. I have taught this before. I got the record. It is going to give me Anna, okay? I need to use here percent symbol. So basically what you need is that you need a percent symbol. If you don't use this percent symbol, what is wrong with my table? Why I'm not getting a percent? It should give me a percent. Why I'm not getting a percent? What is wrong here? Like I'm getting for percent A, right? People can see that I'm getting a percent A. Yes, I'm getting this one because it ends with an A. So I'm getting this too. Perfect. But there is Anna in my table also. So give me that record. Why? Oh, so is it case sensitive? Yes, it is case sensitive. That's why. It's not. SQL is not case sensitive. I know that. Why is it acting? Okay, yeah, I don't know what is problem with Anna. Okay, I don't know what is the this problem with Anna. So here you can see that if I will write Rekha, okay, then if I'll remove this A, then I will not get any output. Am I getting any output? Am I getting any output? No, because it will search for the exact same pattern. Okay, it will search for what? It will search for exact same pattern over here. But now if I'll write A, that means Rekha Rekha. There is in my table. That's why I'll get that answer. That is Rekha Rekha. Okay. So if you will not apply for the symbol now, it will so look for the exact same. Okay. People are asking me to give me the space. But there is space. Okay, so there was space. That's why I'll not. Yeah, I tried for Anna now. If I'll remove the space. Okay, so there's a space before A. That's why I was not getting the output. Okay, thank you. So that is the difference in percent and not using the percent symbol. Okay, percent means there can be any character. Okay, and you will get the information of the interviews on very soon. Okay, so did you understand the difference of using this percent and not using the percent? Okay. So I think we are done for today's class, people. Like tomorrow, I might take your class a little bit longer if I'm not able to complete all of the topics. So I hope you don't mind that. Okay. So I am informing you in advance. Tomorrow you can come up with the mindset of that class might last longer than expected. Okay. tomorrow we'll start join and sub queries. And maybe like 15-20 minutes longer. I don't know. It depends on tomorrow's class itself. I cannot tell you how long, okay? Because it depends upon the questions that you ask me and the way I explain it to you again and again and again. So it depends on that. You need to manage for this week only, okay? It's for the this week classes only, so please try to manage. I can understand that there might be problem for some of you, but it's about the matter of time, so you have to manage it. For it is for your own benefit, okay? So you need to understand it in that way. I'm not saying that I will take you more 1 hour classes extra. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it might take longer, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That's it. Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's class. I The details of that interview was, it's not the details of the interview. Basically, I said that I will provide you all of the interview related questions and some projects that you can work on. And all of the notes will be available to you once the class is ended. In orders table, how can I choose the employee ID with the maximum total sum? Maximum total sum, you have to use the sum aggregate function itself. Okay, the recording video will be available. If it's not yet, the pro. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We are done for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day ahead. Good night, all of you.